12 tips for how to start seeds indoors. You don't need a greenhouse or grow light to start seeds over the winter months. Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can start seeds indoors, and I'm going to give you 12 tips for how to start seeds indoors successfully. Make sure to watch the video to the end, as I will give you some bonus tips for what not to do when starting seeds indoors based on our many years of failures and successes. If you have an eastern or southern facing window, you can easily set up an indoor seed starting station to get a head start on the spring season. Even though we're in Florida, there are certain things we prefer to start indoors, so we have greater control over the new seedlings. When it rains a lot, and one heavy rainfall can knock over small seedlings and flush away seeds. Tip 1. Use a storage bin to contain any water and soil spillage. Tip 2. Start your seeds at the right time. Look at the back of your seed package to see how long each plant needs to germinate, and know when you can safely transfer your seedlings outside. That means you need to know your average last frost date in your area. Tip 3. Certain seeds need higher humidity and warmer temperatures than others, including things that grow in warmer climates or plants you consider warm weather plants. For those seeds, you use the yogurt containers with the clear lids and the cake and salad containers, even ice cream containers with clear lids, because it will provide greater humidity. Here you can see some of our favorites to do this way. We have cerasee right here. Goji berry, even though it's not a warm weather plant, it's actually growing very well this way. And we have passion fruit vines, and in here is the new surprise. We've got some starfruit seedlings. They're doing very well, but we're going to put the lid back on because we have a few more we're expecting to come up. Things like peppers and tomatoes can be started in a regular food grade container or nursery pot, just like this. Tip 4. Use the mist from a spray bottle to water new seedlings and seeds. Tip 5. Use filtered water to start off your seeds. Tap water has been treated with a lot of chemicals, and some contain more chlorine than others. While it's not a necessity, you may have a greater success rate if you start seeds by using filtered water. You can continue to give them filtered water as they're small and then harden them off to regular tap water as you transition your plants, your small seedlings, to go outside. Tip 6. Check to see if anything needs water every morning. And that leads us to tip 7. Don't overwater. Simply just poke your finger down, feel it. Sometimes you can also see if the container has dry soil, and that means it's time to water. Tip 8. Rotate your seedlings at least 2 times a week to make sure they don't lean for sunlight. This also helps prevent the seedlings from getting leggy. You just simply do like this a few times a week. Just turn them around, just like that. Tip 9. Use a tin foil pan or tin foil around the back edges of the storage box. This helps ensure that all plants get enough light, and it also helps preventing the plants from getting leggy. Usually we have one right here, but I'm going to stick it up for now. But you can see we have one in the back over there. Tip 10. Brush your hand over your seedlings, just like that, a few times a week, or have a fan blow on them once in a while. This mimics nature and makes the seedlings stronger. Tip 11. Depending on how many weeks you keep your plants inside, you may need to fertilize your plants. If you do, choose an indoor type organic fertilizer. And finally, tip 12. Move plants to bigger pots when needed. If you keep them in small pots, it will stunt the growth of the plants. These passion fruit vines have actually been in here for a long time, but we are going to keep them in here because they're not ready to go outside for the winter. So we'll keep them here until the weather warms up again in the spring, which is in the end of February, hence Northeast Florida. And that leads us to what not to do. And yes, we do have some experience on this one. Tip 1, don't use chemical-laced seeds. A lot of non-organic seeds, like those from the big seed companies, may be treated with or coated in chemicals and microplastics to supposedly help you. If you've ever seen bright colored seeds in a seed package, you know what I'm talking about. Number 2, don't use clear milk jugs or soda bottles, because they tend to expand and leave gaps of air at the side of the container, which will then dry out the seeds. And number 3, don't overwater. I know we already talked about that one, but I can't emphasize it enough. We've killed many seedlings by overwatering. Number 4, don't forget to rotate your plants. Number 5, don't let the soil dry out. Oh, that's the worst one for the plants. If you let them dry out, it just makes the plants so unhealthy, and sometimes it can be hard to come back from that. Number 6, don't use soil or compost from outside. You will bring in bugs and flies, and you'll kill your precious earthworms. We don't buy a lot of soil, but we do buy the soil that we use for indoor growing for that very reason. And number 7, that's a very important one, don't use outdoor fertilizers indoors. Oh, you just don't. It will make your house smell. So look for indoor specific fertilizers and try to find some organic ones. Our biggest problem when starting seeds indoor is not having enough room to start the seeds. So it's very important that we are selective in the kind of plants that we start. One year I had 4 seed starting boxes indoors, and it worked until my toddler knocked over one box and mixed up all the plants and all the plant tags. Still, starting seeds indoors is essential to our growing success, and we keep this one box up all year, which increases the success rate of our plants. We also use these seed boxes for a few other things, such as starting lemongrass indoors and fig cuttings. This other box is full of moringas. We didn't start these from seeds. We actually got these from Moringa John. Did you check out the Moringa John video? He's going to show you how to grow moringas successfully in containers, and especially grow them in zone 9 without losing them over the winter. But yes, this is where we are keeping the small seedlings all winter so that they can get a head start in the spring. We also have a lot in the ground outside, but we want to keep these small ones inside. If you enjoyed this video, please support the Dancy Treaters Family Farm by hitting that like button and subscribing. Thank you for making the world a little greener, and thank you for watching.